In this video, I'm going to go over my 10 tips for water catchment. I'm going to go over components, techniques, and all the equipment I use. So stay tuned. Hello, thanks for watching. My name is Justin White from the Mokuna House. I built the Mokuna House in 2016 to learn how a home can be both comfortable and self-sustaining. The Mokuna House is located on the Big Island, Hawaii. The island of Hawaii has abundant sun, water, and great percolation rates for the soil. What this means is it makes it an ideal place to build an off-grid home. My first tip in regards to water catchment is make sure you have a good, stable roof. We have 500 square feet of roofing material, half plastic on one side and half metal on the other. The pitch of the roof is 12.4. We collect water from both sides of the roof and into our tanks. My second tip is having good gutters. Now, you can get gutters at most any big box store. I highly recommend that you practice putting the gutters together on the ground and take measurements on the ground so you don't have to fuss with materials up when you're on a ladder or on top of your roof. Make sure if you are installing the gutters on your roof that you have good fall protection if you're on top of the roof or a good stable ladder. Our next tip is having good drain pipes. Our drain pipes at the Mokuna House are 3-inch PVC, which we've painted to make them a little more UV resistant. The drain pipes have elbows and bends in them that allow us to go right and directly into our tanks with a 3-inch toilet flange that's screwed right onto the bottom of the tanks. Our drain pipes are 3-inch PVC, and we secured those to the house with some pipe strapping. You can get 90s, 60 and 45 degree angle connections for the drain pipes. Once you have those connections all set, you want to make sure you use good PVC glue. In the middle of your drain pipe system, you can also use things like scuffers and strainers, as well as first flush diverters, in order to eliminate other contaminants and crud from your roof getting into your water tanks. Tip number 4 is having good, solid, large capacity water tanks. The 2 tanks that we have at the Mokuna House are 500 gallons apiece, and they were bought right on the island. You can go up to 1,000 gallons, maybe 2,000 gallons in a plastic tank. If you want, you can even go larger with a metal constructed tank with a bladder, and that could get you up to 10,000 gallons. In order to connect to the water tanks, you want to use a bulkhead fitting. The bulkhead fittings allow you to connect pipes and tubing into the water tanks. Bulkhead fittings can be used for input and output. They can also be used for the overflow of the tank if you so want to install one. If you install an overflow on your tank, you want to make sure it has an S-trap bend in it. This prevents animals or insects from going into your water tank through your overflow. I highly recommend you also put a valve on the output of the water tank just in case you want to stop the flow while you work on the rest of your system downstream. The next tip to a good functioning water system is a pump. Now, you can always take advantage of gravity-fed systems, but sometimes the water needs to go back up again. Now, there's a lot of theory with water, but we use a 12-volt DC water pump in our system by FlowJet. They make 24 and 48-volt models as well. The higher voltage just requires less amps, so they're more efficient. But depends on your system, you may only be able to use a 12 or 24-volt system, depending on your batteries. Our 12-volt FlowJet pump is an on-demand pump. So when we open a faucet, it automatically turns the pump on when it senses the loss of pressure. If you're enjoying this video, please give us a like and keep watching so you can keep hearing the rest of the tips for a proper functioning water system. I want to thank our sponsors today from BigBattery.com. Go and purchase any products you may need as far as batteries for off-grid solutions, and use the link in the description below for 10% off your order.